All right, guys, in today's video, we're talking about how to lead with your hips during the downswing. Such a crucial part of the golf swing, maybe something you're currently struggling with that you want a solution for. We've got a drill and a concept in today's video that I've personally never seen before in any other video, so I'm excited for you guys to see it and learn it for myself, frankly. We're here with Mr. Andrew Rice. Andrew, appreciate you being here with us, man.
Thanks, Eric. Excited to be here.
We're gonna have a cool video today, awesome drill for you guys. We're gonna introduce the concept. We'll kind of talk through the details of the drill. And I want you guys to be trying this at home as well if you struggle getting those hips moving forward. I think first things first, Andrew, just so we're on the, kind of the same page. When we watch ball strikers who are good ball strikers versus players who struggle, right? We kind of see the same buckets of things for each category. The players who struggle, a lot of upper body dominance, maybe a arms hands club coming from over the top, weight back. Whereas we would see the better golfers, they'd certainly be having their hips going well forward as they're turning, the arms and club are coming from inside. And so if we want to be that better player version, hips moving forward, arms and club coming from inside, this drill I've been leading up here for the past minute, how do we do this move with this trail foot and getting the hips moving forward?
Eric, I got to tell you, watching the success that Scottie Scheffler has had of late, it's incredible, certainly.
Oh.
And I know we would all love, people have said it for years, I just want to hit it long and straight.
Sure.
Well, if you want to hit it long and straight and know what that's really like, just go watch Scottie at the moment, because that's exactly what every shot seems to be, long and straight. And one sneaky little thing, he's certainly got, I wouldn't say a unique golf swing, certainly not in the sense of when we talk about a Jim Furyk. But if we were to isolate a camera on his feet, he has a very unique golf swing. And I look at that and I'm not going, hey, we all need to start swinging like Scottie Scheffler. I'm not saying that, certainly, but I would love to be able to understand like what makes his golf swing work. And in order for his feet certainly to be as active as we see his feet being leading into impact and primarily post-impact, there's a lot of movement going on down there. And in order for him to be able to move his feet in that fashion like he does, he's got to translate these hips and lead the downswing with these hips in quite a significant fashion to be able to certainly drag that trail foot.
And notice the amount that his hips move towards the target during the downswing. As we're watching those feet, it's like you said, it's a big amount. And when I first tried this drill you're gonna show us, I think the really cool part about this is I physically couldn't get my foot to slide unless I got my hips forward. Yes. I tried it at home. Once I saw you do it, I was like, oh, let me try this thing. And I literally couldn't do it. So I think this is like a safe fail sort of drill if you've been struggling to get those hips active with the intent of the trail foot. Can you show us kind of how this thing works here?
Let me do it without a club here, Eric. And I think it's almost like when we watch Scottie, his feet are distracting. Yeah. Because all we can do is watch his feet, right? But if you go up from there and you watch his hips, it's incredible how far up, how far forward he really drives his hips in order to be able to drag your foot. And as you say to everybody watching, try this at home. I think that's so important. You don't need a club. Just wherever you're watching this, take your setup, put your hands on your hips and go, okay, I've got to try to drag this trail foot, and you'll be amazed how far forward that pelvis needs to go in the downswing. We've got to lead with that in order to just get that trail foot to drag even a little bit.
And so let's dig into the details here a little bit, Andrew. When you're doing that motion, it looks to me like you were sort of trying to drag the inner kind of big toe of the trail foot. Is that the piece that's?
Yes.
Okay.
I am not getting up that way and dragging it by any means. And let's also state for the fact record here, Eric, that in order to be able to move your pelvis, drive those hips, lead with those hips, we've got to get the feet pressuring the ground. Okay, and so force precedes motion. And so Scottie has pushed into the ground a long time before those hips ever start moving, those feet ever start moving. Okay, he's not moving his hips because, and thus his feet are following, it's really the other way around. The feet have pushed, creating the momentum for his hips to be able to move. His hips move so much due to that force coming from his feet that his feet drag.
I hope you guys caught that. Force precedes motion. The foot causes the hip to move. not the other way around.
And then the hip causes the foot to move.
Very, very interesting.
Okay.
So if someone's doing this in the beginning, they're just kind of general concepts saying, okay, I'm gonna slide that right foot towards the left. I'm sort of feeling that on the inner part of the trail foot. And when you're doing that, Andrew, I mean, are we trying to get that right foot like literally almost hitting, like as close as possible, kind of?
If you can get your trail foot to move,
Yeah.
we're winning.
Moving's winning. Let me hop, I'm kind of,
Jump in.
yeah, I
Try
want
it.
to do a couple hits here with this too. One thing I noticed when I was trying this at home, Andrew, was it did feel a little bit easier for me to do with a slightly wider stance.
Yes.
So I just, when I was messing with this, maybe when you guys are, I felt slightly wider than normal. And I tried to do it where I was like, okay, can I, like I couldn't get my hips forward. Like for me to get the foot moving, my hips had to go forward.
Yeah.
In my mind, like I can't possibly drag my foot and keep my hips back.
Correct.
I'm like trying to figure a way around it and I just can't physically do it. So as I'm feeling this, I go back, and as I'm doing this, am I like feeling it right away to start down? I'll probably see it later.
Correct.
See it later.
Yeah.
But my intent is like pretty early in the downswing.
Very early. I would say we almost want to start that push originating from your feet like halfway through the backswing. Okay,
Yeah,
we
so
want to get
interesting.
over there early. And I also want to state this, Eric, that for the record, it's not about dragging the foot. That's an indicator that says, hey, you've led with your hips, you've moved your hips nicely. It's about getting those hips driving so we can get onto our lead side, so we can lean the shaft, so we can hit down, so we can get that compression.
Gotcha.
Okay, the foot dragging is a product of, it's an indicator that says you've done that stuff.
Love that. Love that. Perfectly said. Okay, let me hit one with that sensation. So I feel like I want to go at that pole out there. So I got a 7-iron here, guys. I'm gonna just make a normal full swing and feel like I try and drag that right foot as my hips go forward.
Good sound.
Yeah, and so I definitely got, you know, I'm not shy about pushing my hips forward, right? So when you guys watch my swing, not that I'm gonna look like Scotty Scheffler, but I certainly push my hips forward a lot. And like Andrew mentioned, I mean, why would we want to do that in the first place? Well, there's a bunch of benefits. I mean, mainly starting with contact and low point. It's hard to play good golf from back here. I dare say impossible. Yeah, it's
we
very
could hit
difficult.
a good shot, but we're not going to play good golf from back there. You know that.
Very hard to play
Yeah.
good golf from back here. This upper body dominant, hips and weight back, club over the top. That would be the pattern of someone who shoots, let's say 90s, 100 plus. The better the striker, you would see the pattern looking like Andrew said, even starting before the end of the backswing, right? Where I'm moving down here, I'm moving down and forward, and probably eventually getting, which is a good point. If you do that one more time, Andrew, I'm certainly getting my hips moving forward, guys, but they don't move just forward and that's it. They're also turning along with that.
Correct.
So it's almost like in reality, when I'm getting my pressure and hips forward, I'm really trying to finish with, let's say, like my belt buckle at the target.
Love it.
I'm not going to finish with my belt buckle at the ball in a real swing.
Yeah. It's not just the lateral, it's lateral. I would say we initiate with lateral and then that turns into rotational.
Goes in with that. Okay. So when someone's practicing this to feel like, Andrew, I can't get my hips moving, I'm hanging back on my back foot, I got this pattern with it, this could be a really cool place to start kind of reverse engineer it a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here's a challenge. See if you can go out and even let's just start with practice swings. See if you can make some practice swings where you can just get that back foot moving a little bit. We don't need a lot.
Yeah, I like that.
And then once you can do some practice swings, let's try to relay that into some strikes.
Okay, I'm gonna go again here with a 7-iron. Slightly wider stance than normal. Keep my tempo neutral. I'm gonna feel like the right foot drags on the inside as a byproduct of this. I'm sort of feeling my belt buckle get to my, like from face on when you guys are watching, how far forward should we go? I'm kind of feeling like my belt buckle is getting over my ankle and turned towards the target.
Correct.
It's like a general
Love
checkpoint.
it. Yeah.
So I'm not back by the ball and turned, and I'm not forward and still at the ball. I'm kind of over the ankle and turned.
Nice, Eric.
Okay, let me try another one here. Right foot slide, Eric/Scotty. Yeah, I feel like I did that one pretty nice there.
That's great sound.
And so you'll notice when I get into my finish position, right, my hips are fully turned, they're pushed forward, right, like my belt buckle's closer to the target than my chest. You'd see this in the Scotty Scheffler as well. And and why I love this so much is I can't figure out a way to slide that foot without my hips going. I just can't figure out a way to do it. I tried and tried and tried.
Really, you cannot not lead with your hips and slide your foot. You have to do that part correctly in order to get that. And that's really why I love it. I really think it's a cool thing to try for everybody to get your swing, get that downswing started with the hips, lead with those hips.
I love that. I like drills that it's hard to mess that up conceptually. Make sure you're getting the turning part with the shifting as you go. And like Andrew said, it's happening a lot earlier, in the swing than we think. And you said force precedes motion. Force precedes motion. Some really cool notes. If you want some in-person training, right? Like this is a cool topic. I think these will really help you a lot, just knowing the information and trying the drills. But imagine having someone like Andrew next to you helping you with the drills, or Martin, Chuck, or some of these world-class coaches. Would love to see you at a golf school. We'll put a link down below if you want to check out some golf schools. Would love to have you there. You call us. We'll talk through what makes sense for you guys. You want to check one of those out. Any questions, as always, leave a comment down below. We'll put Andrew's info down below if you want to check that out. Appreciate you guys watching.